10 toxic things parents say to their children. It is always possible for parents to learn how to better communicate with their children. The things parents say to their children can have a lasting impact, both good and bad. There are certain things that parents should avoid saying to their children if they want to encourage a healthy relationship. These things can be harmful and toxic and can cause damage that is difficult to undo. So, in this video, we will explore 10 of the most toxic things that parents can say to their children. We will also provide some suggestions for more positive and productive ways to communicate with your kids. So, watch till the end. And if you haven't liked the video yet, be sure to like it and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any further videos. Here are the 10 things which we will discuss now. 1. You've been a burden to us. There's no denying that parenting is hard. You have to make sacrifices, put your children's needs before your own, and sometimes go without sleep for days on end. But being a parent also comes with its rewards. Seeing your children grow and learn, watching them accomplish things, and hearing them say "I love you" are just some of the things that make being a parent worth it. However, it is not uncommon for children to be told by their parents that they are a burden. This is a toxic thing for parents to say to their children. It can cause a lot of damage to a child's self-esteem and make them feel like they are not loved or valued. This is not something that should be said to children. It is hurtful and can have a lasting impact on them. If you are a parent, think carefully before you say anything that could make your child feel like they are a burden. 2. I can't believe you would do something like that. I was floored when I heard what toxic things parents say to their children. I can't believe that anyone would say something like that to their kids. It's just absolutely unacceptable. As a parent, it is your responsibility to ensure that your children are raised in a healthy and positive environment. That means setting boundaries and providing guidance, but it also means refraining from saying things that could damage their self-esteem or make them feel worthless. So please, think twice before you say something that could hurt your child. They deserve better than that. 3. I hope your friends or siblings turn out better than you. It's no secret that parents can be critical of their children, but sometimes these criticisms can cross the line into toxic territory. One of the most toxic things parents can say to their children is, "I hope your friends or siblings turn out better than you." This statement communicates two toxic messages to children. First, it implies that the parent is disappointed in them and that they are not good enough. Second, it pits the child against their siblings or friends, which can damage relationships and create unnecessary competition. Parents should avoid saying this to their children. It's toxic and harmful, and it can do lasting damage to the parent-child relationship. This kind of comparison can fuel a sense of rivalry and competition between siblings, or make children feel like they are not good enough. It can also lead to resentment and bitterness towards friends or relatives who may have better lives. So next time you're tempted to say this to your child, stop and think about the message you're sending. Is it one of encouragement and support, or is it one of competition and comparison? Choose your words wisely, because they can make a big impact on your child's self-esteem and outlook on life. 4. You're driving me crazy. No matter how much you love your children, there will be times when they drive you crazy. And in the heat of the moment, it's easy to say things you don't mean. One phrase that parents often say to their children is, "You're driving me crazy." While this might seem like a harmless thing to say, it can be quite harmful to your child's self-esteem. When you say this phrase, you're essentially telling your child that they are the source of your stress and frustration. This can lead them to believe that they are always causing problems and that they are never good enough. So next time your child is driving you crazy, take a deep breath and try to find a different way to express your frustration. Remember, your words have power and you should always use them wisely. 5. I don't have time for this. It's no secret that parents are often stretched thin and don't have a lot of time to spend with their children. But what many parents don't realize is that saying, "I don't have time for this" to their kids can be toxic. When you tell your child that you don't have time for them, you're sending the message that they are not a priority in your life. This can damage their self-esteem and make them feel like they are not important to you. Additionally, it can lead to behavior problems as your child tries to get your attention by acting out. It can also damage the parent-child relationship and cause the child to feel resentment and bitterness. If you're a parent, it's important to make time for your children. They need your attention and your love. So instead of telling them, "I don't have time for this," try saying something like, "I'm always here for you," or "I will make time for you." This will show your children that you care about them and that they are a priority in your life. So next time you're about to say, "I don't have time for this," think twice. Your child is worth your time and attention, and they deserve to know that. 6. You're never going to change, are you? It's no secret that parents can sometimes say things to their children that they later regret. In the heat of the moment, it's easy to say something that you don't mean, but when those words are toxic, they can do severe damage to the relationship between parent and child. One of the most hurtful things a parent can say to their child is, "You're never going to change, are you?" This statement implies that the child is hopeless and will never amount to anything. It's a crushing blow to the child's self-esteem and can cause them to give up on themselves. If you're a parent, it's important to be mindful of the things you say to your children. Words have power, so it's crucial to choose them wisely. The next time you're tempted to say, "You're never going to change, are you?" to your child, stop and think about the possible consequences. You may just save them from a lifetime of self-doubt and negativity. 7. You're just like your father or mother. It's a common occurrence. A parent says something to their child that they didn't mean and ends up having a lasting negative impact. Whether it's out of frustration or anger, there are some things that parents should never say to their children. Saying things like, "You're just like your father or mother," is a perfect example of this. Not only is it hurtful, but it can also plant the seed of doubt in the child's mind about who they are and where they came from. This can lead to all sorts of problems down the road, including identity issues and low self-esteem. So next time you're about to say something to your child, think about whether or not it's something that could potentially harm them. It's not always easy, but it's always better to err on the side of caution. This way, you can avoid unintentionally hurting your child's feelings or worse, saying something that could damage their self-esteem. 8. I wish you'd never been born. In recent years, there has been a growing movement of parents who are choosing to toxic shame their children. This is when a parent tells their child something along the lines of, "I wish you'd never been born," or "I wish I'd never had you." This type of phrase is toxic because it can lead to a lifetime of insecurity and self-doubt for the child. It can also make the child feel like they are a burden to their parents, which can further damage their self-esteem. It's a toxic thing to say and can do lasting damage to the child's self-esteem and sense of worth. If you're a parent, it's important to be mindful of the words you use when communicating with your children. Sometimes, the things we say in the heat of the moment can have a lasting impact on our children's lives. 9. Don't you have any common sense? It's no secret that parents can be tough on their children. They want their kids to be successful in life and will often do whatever it takes to help them get there. But sometimes, in their efforts to push their children to be their best, parents can say hurtful things. One of these harmful things is telling a child that they lack common sense. This phrase is often used to disparage a child's intelligence or ability to think logically. It can be hurtful and cause a child to doubt their abilities. So next time you're tempted to say this to your child, think again. It's a toxic thing to say and can do more harm than good. 10. You're so selfish. When parents tell their children they are selfish, it's usually because they're not doing what the parents want them to do. The child may be acting in their own best interest, but the parent sees it as selfishness. This is a toxic message for children to hear because it teaches them that their desires and needs are secondary to those of others. It can also lead to feelings of guilt and shame, which can prevent children from asserting their own needs and wants. If you are a parent, try to avoid using the word selfish when talking to your children. Instead, focus on teaching them about empathy and how to consider the needs of others. This will help them develop into well-rounded, considerate adults. It is clear that the words parents say to their children can have a lasting impact. The 10 toxic phrases discussed in this video are particularly harmful because they are either misleading, shaming, or critical. To ensure that your words empower and encourage your children, avoid using these phrases. Instead, opt for language that is positive, truthful, and specific. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any future videos, and share your thoughts on this in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.